Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Abigail, and I make videos about special needs and health issues and feeding tubes. And today was a very interesting day. You know how sometimes you have those days where it's like one thing happens and then something else happens and it like piles on top of each other? It's kind of been that kind of day. Actually, I'm filming this at night, but kind of how today went. So one thing was, the most recent thing, was that one of my favorite things to do, like if I'm having like time in my room, is I like to walk around and listen to music. Well, my pump in my backpack, my feeding tube pump, had moved in my bag and it was like hitting my back the wrong way. So I was going to open up my backpack and just move my pump where it wasn't like hitting my back. I thought, because I was listening to music during this, I was like, oh, I can still listen to my music and, open up my bag and do all those things. Well, I guess not, because what really happened was I opened up my backpack and I'm in the middle of trying to move things in my bag, and all of a sudden, the next thing I know, I hear like this big, like, I guess like thump sound, and I look down and realize that I dropped my phone with my headphones attached to it, and out of all places, my phone lands on my foot. So now I have a bruised foot. You know how, like, whenever you get hurt and your first thought is like, oh, it's really not that bad, it's fine. But like a few minutes later, I'm like, okay, yeah, it hurts. I mean, it's not like terrible. I mean, it did bruise it and it's probably going to be sore for a couple of days, but like that was like the thing to like top off my day. Now let's talk about earlier today. So I have this medical tape that I get every month. I get a special kind because I have sensitive skin. And I only get like 2 or 3 rolls a month from the company that we go with. And so here, my supplies, some of my supplies ship different days. We haven't gotten the tape for this month yet. And so I've been working on like this one last roll that I have. Okay, I've been peeling off like the last little bit of it. And it's like I've been using like the strips of tape until like they won't like stick to my skin anymore. It's been this whole big deal. Okay. And so I find out that my medical tape is going to be shipped a different day than my other supplies. And so, anyways, long story short, I didn't like have backup tape at the moment. And so I just thought, hey, it's fine. I can just reuse the tape that I have. But then that tape wouldn't stick. And so I was like, my backpack that I keep my pump in, it has this bottom part of the backpack, and in there I usually keep extra supplies like syringes and things like that. I'm like, I probably have medical tape in there. So I look in my backpack, and guess what? I had a full roll of tape in my backpack that I had forgotten about. Oh my goodness, like, wow. And then here's the last backfire, is that Okay, with being on a feeding tube, I'm supposed to flush my feeding tube every 4 hours. If you don't know what flushing is, it's basically where you put water through your tube to help it to not like I'm trying to think of the medical word, clog. So the formula that I have, it can clog, and so you put water through it so that the formula doesn't clog as easily. Well, so this morning I was all out of my routine in my mind for some reason, and I do have a Google Mini, and I'm not going to use the actual word so that my alarm doesn't go off, but basically I had asked my Google Mini to set my alarm for 4 hours. Now what we do is at nighttime I flush it before I go to bed, and then when I wake up in the morning I flush it, and then during the day it gets flushed every 4 hours. So this morning I did great. I flushed it right when I got up. I had really thought I had set my alarm again, and I went throughout my day, and in the middle of the day I realized something didn't feel right, like something was off. And I was like, wait, it's been a while since I last flushed my tube. And so I go to my Google Mini and ask it about how long is on my alarm. It says you don't have any alarms right now. Meaning that whenever I flushed my tube this morning, I forgot to set an alarm for 4 hours after that first alarm to flush it again. It's fine. I realized it after like half of the day had passed already. And I knew in my mind that something was different, like, because I'm kind of used to that routine, because I've had my feeding tube since April. But, like, things get busy, and I still rely on my alarm to go off to remember every 4 hours. But, like, thankfully I caught it before bedtime, and I just flushed it like that second time and then set my alarm for 4 hours again. So it worked out, but like, oh my goodness, some days when you have a feeding tube that you're responsible for 24 hours a day, sometimes life gets busy and you're like, oh yeah, I need to do this or I need to do that. Thankfully, my pump, I have the infinity pump, and whenever it does run out of formula, it will beep at me to let me know that it needs more. But like, I was just having like an off day, I guess. I don't know what happened, but like, I guess my mind was on other things because it was just like crazy. So yeah, it was just kind of a crazy day, I guess. Let's see here. I spent a little bit of time with my little brother earlier today. So tonight I'm going to spend time with my older brother. We're either going to watch something or play a game. I'm not sure which one. So I'm going to let y'all go so I can hang out with my older brother. And thank you all so much for watching. Bye, everyone.